What's happening? I don't hear any volume. No volume. Yeah, I can't hear you. Yeah. Can can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay. Well, I guess you got to do sign language the whole show. Closed caption, buddy. My man Cinematic will be back in a minute. We was having problems with his audio. I couldn't hear him, so you're stuck with me.
All right. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Cool. All
Oh,
right.
cool, cool, cool. Oh, that was weird. I don't know. That was
Yeah, that was
weird.
weird. But now there's an echo on my part.
Mm-hmm. I wonder what's that deal.
Like every time I speak,
Yeah,
there's an echo. But as long as you don't hear it, I guess it's fine, right?
yeah. That's weird. That maybe on your settings on there is on their audio there should be something that says echo, something with echo.
I can check.
Yeah. Tell me
Or let
how.
me. I'm gonna redo my headset 1 second.
Okay.
But you can still hear me. I'm just gonna reset
Oh yeah,
this.
yeah, 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 yeah. So it's funny how before we were live, the sound was fine,
I know.
and then we went live. We go live
Hello?
and
Can you hear me okay?
yeah,
All right.
and
It's a little bit of an echo on my part, but I can deal with that.
uh yeah, that's an interesting thing. Why that's happening? But everybody, thank you for watching either live or after the fact. Fantastic, happy Sunday. How are things with you?
Happy Sunday, my brother. Good, man. You know, early morning tradition every Sunday. Go get coffee and donuts. Come home and
Uh-huh.
chill. And usually get caught up on comments. And I had a time to shoot a video earlier before I went live with you. So pretty busy Sunday.
Oh, cool, cool. Yeah. Yeah, it happens like Sundays kind of works for me so far. Even though
Oh yeah.
I didn't work today, but I worked last Sunday. So, what kind of Sundays has been working out? So, thank you for being here, and thank you guys also for you watching live or later on. And so we're gonna be live for about 40, 25, 30 minutes or so, because we are going to be talking only about two episodes. So the episodes of Alfred Hitchcock, as you already know, down on the at the bottom of the screen. Uh, the episodes are about 23, 25 minutes long each. So
Right.
there's so much you can talk about just one episode or two. So if we were to talk about 5, 8 episodes or whatever, then we would need more time.
Right.
But any of you, I mean, I know, guys, those of you who have been watching our videos for Alfred Hitchcock Presents Season 1, you guys know that you can find these videos on the internet. Blacktastic, you have watched them on Peacock and or in YouTube. I forgot which website.
YouTube. I was
YouTube.
going to
Okay.
YouTube. They had the whole 80 episodes right there on YouTube.
Okay. All right. And yeah, so you guys can watch it on YouTube. Guys can watch it on the Roku website. That's where I saw
Okay.
them. Yeah, I watched them there. Even though I do have the physical media, uh, first season, all the episodes. And so today we're going to be talking about episodes 17 and 18 out of 39, and that's only the first season. We got like 8 seasons altogether. So there's a lot of material, and we have said this before. We kind of like it better live than recording the video. Like, we have done it before. I did a few by myself. I did a few others video with Blacktastic and other YouTubers, but we were kind of just doing the video. But I don't know. I kind of like doing it live, and I think it's better. I don't know. Better flow, better discussion,
Yeah.
I guess.
You're able to have
And
a true conversation.
exactly, yes. And I wanna start. I wanna say that both of these episodes were directed by the same guy, Steven. I forgot his last name, but I'm sure you guys can figure it out. But it's the same director, and both episodes are, I'm gonna say, are interesting, but also they're different, right, from each other. I don't know, what do you think, without saying much yet?
Yeah. What I realize watching these episodes now, we're watching something made in the 1950s. So the sense and sensibility of what women did or how they were portrayed is totally different watching it now, opposed to watching it live on TV back in the 1950s, because women were relegated to what? Cooking, cleaning, being submissive to the husband. And when they do something in these Alfred Hitchcock episodes, it was like, wow, it must have been mind blowing back in the 1950s. To us, we become desensitized because we can see anything we want just on regular internet. So it's no thing nowadays where women can do things that doesn't blow your mind like it did in the 1950s.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm gonna say also that uh, the first episode is by the first episode, I'm talking the first episode for today. I'm talking actually episode 17 of the
Yeah.
first season. Uh, and I told Blacktastic very kind of briefly on a DM. The first one is kind of based on a true story. I mean, I say kind of based. I'm not saying that it's 100% true, but it's loosely based on true events. How would you describe that, Blacktastic?
Yeah, very much so, because hey man, murder happens throughout life since the Bible days. Before Christ, there's been murder happening on this earth since the beginning of time. Sometimes it's with siblings, sometimes it's with your fellow enemy. Murder is murder, whether it's committed by a man or a woman. But when it's in house against your own blood, it makes for an interesting, compelling story. And so I'm pretty sure they got facts or some loose stories back in the day to write all these wonderful episodes for Alfred Hitchcock. It's hard to always come up with original ideas. Sometimes you're inspired by true or loosely based on events that happen in life to make these incredible episodes.
Yeah, and I had no idea about this event that happened, or I would say the real event that happened. I want to say late 1800s, early 1900s, whenever this woman, Lizzie, that was her name, and it happened in Massachusetts, Fall River, Massachusetts, according to what I read. Because when I saw the episode, I'm like, because all of these episodes are like, they were just like make believe or whatever you want to call it.
Right.
But this one is actually based on something that happened, and it's about this woman who pretty much killed her father and stepmom.
Yep.
And there is even a song that at the beginning of the episode, there is the little girl singing that song
Yeah.
outside their house. And that song pretty much is about how this woman used an axe
Hmm.
to kill the father and mother. And the song is talking about her mother, but it was her stepmom. So even that little song or chant or whatever you want to call it It's not 100% accurate, but it still has the idea. For instance, like I said, uh, she killed her stepmom and not her mom, like the song says. And she didn't use an axe. She used a hatchet. That's another thing that I read
Right.
somewhere. But whatever the case might be, she killed them both. The song also says, because it rhymes, that she whacks what, how many, 30 something whacks or something like. But it was less than that according to the report I
Yeah,
read.
yeah.
It wasn't like 30 hits. It was more like
No,
19 or 20. I still many.
a lot.
A lot, a
Just
lot.
not excessive.
Yes, a lot to kill somebody.
Right.
Uh, but this episode, I want to say, after watching the episode, I was like, oh man, this is the first time that I see an episode, at least one of those episodes of the Alfred Hitchcock that is loosely based on something that really happened before.
Yeah.
But were you familiar with that story, Black? I never heard that story or the song.
No,
I don't know. No, you never did either.
I didn't know until you told me because I watched the
Ah,
episode 2 days ago,
uh huh.
and I watched episode 18 last night. But I didn't know it was based on a true story till you hit me up in the comments or on the DMs on Instagram. I'm like, whoa, and it made me appreciate it a lot more because it's a creepy episode. The music, the little nursery rhyme, and it hinted that there was an attack of lunacy that ran throughout the family. So that's why the younger sister might have been a little off.
Hmm.
And in the 1950s, they know how to cure illness in the brain. You know, the older sister was like, "Hey, let's go see the doctor across the street." By that time, it was too late. And you see a little glimpse of the little sister having episodes of lunacy or, being a psychopathic killer. And for a lady of that size to pick up an axe is a lot. And she went out to the barn. She murdered her father and stepmother. And the older sister seen her coming out the barn because she knew she did it.
Yeah.
But but the older sibling always tried to protect the younger sibling. And she took the blame for it, went to
Hmm.
court, was acquitted, and now their relationship is kind of strange. And another thing about this episode, the two sisters had a unique relationship. They kind of hinted that there was something between them,
Hmm.
but back in those days, you didn't talk about that loosely or openly. But they had a very, very overly close relationship, which was kind of different. And so she was the protector of the younger sister, and that almost backfired because the younger sister was like, "Hey, I chop your ass up too."
Yes, yes, because if you guys haven't seen the episode, I'm gonna say it is like a little plot twist, right? Because everything points that the older sister did it. She went to
Hmm.
court and everything, and like her demeanor when she shows up, like she looks mean. She looks like strict. She looks like she has a very like a strong presence. But then the younger sister, she seems like kind of sweet, harmless, the way she's portrayed. Until we know that she was actually the killer, and she still looks harmless, but she starts a little psycho when she's telling like, no, don't they're gonna put me away, and then she's like,
Yeah.
don't, and then she gets the hatchet. She's like, I'm gonna whack you too.
Yeah, her eyes get real big. She puts on the
Yeah,
apron. Well,
yeah,
sister, if that doorbell didn't ring,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
her sister would have been chopped up.
Yeah, and it's exactly. She was literally saved by the bell, um, the doorbell.
Yeah.
That reporter was, man. She was no.
Aggressive.
I mean, yeah, exactly. That's the word. She was nosy but aggressive. Like she would kind of walk in the house as soon as they open the door,
Hmm.
and I know that's her job as a journalist or whatever, but yeah, aggressive is a word. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, be careful, homegirl. This ain't Superman, Lois. He can't come save your ass if you're breaking into somebody's house, barging in, because when she seen that axe, all of a sudden things got real different. And the older sister kind of like act like she was the killer and did like this and scared her away. So it was a trip.
And I was reading on the internet about the true case. So what is true is like the younger sister, she never went to court, she never went to prison,
Hmm.
and even though later people knew about it, she died in the same town. Like she never left the town, even though
Oh
people
wow.
would talk and stuff. She
Hmm.
never left that town,
Hmm.
which is weird because I mean, in little towns, like if you do something, people know they're gonna murmur and they're gonna, you know,
Yeah.
you know
Yeah.
how it is, gossip and all that. No, she stayed there, and I think she passed away of pneumonia or something. Yeah, pneumonia.
Oh wow.
But
That's tough.
it's funny how Alfred Hitchcock like says something funny at the beginning, at the end, something related to the episode.
Oh, at the very beginning.
At the very beginning, when he's holding that the big axe, he always has something funny or something like dad joke, so to speak.
Yeah, the dude had a sick sense of humor, man. Alfred Hitchcock was cuckoo, cuckoo. But that's what made him great at telling stories, man. Because he had dark humor to balance out the creepiness of the episodes that he produced and written or directed. So yeah, he was one of a kind, man.
Yeah, and I mean it was a good episode. I would say one of the better ones so far. Episode 17. Of course, there's a few other ones that I thought were better, but this one wasn't. I like this one. I know we watched two of them. We're gonna talk about the other one soon. Uh, but I mean, what would you like? What are your general thoughts about this episode? Like, was it good? Have you seen better ones from before? Or,
There are more that are popular,
hmm
but for me, I like this a lot because ever since I was little, when women are killers, it scares me more when a man is a killer. A man is physically imposing and stronger, but women are patient. They plot and they plan, and they get you at your most vulnerable part. Like you might be taking a shower. Oh shit! Or you might be thinking you might thinking you might get some sex. Oh yeah, baby, I'm ready. She come in there and bob at your ass.
yeah. Remember that true event, whatever.
Oh, yeah. Threw that shit in the tall grass. No, I just think women are better killers than men. And when they're psychotic, they get the strength of a man. So how you gonna compete with that? Hey man, misery scared me to death.
Uh,
And that was a sweet old woman. I never look at my ankles the same, man. So in that take, I love this episode. It scared me more because I have a phobia of female killers, and this episode got to because she was cute.
uh-huh.
She was much smaller than her older sister. She looked innocent,
Yes.
and her hair's pulled back with a nice southern accent. And yeah, her eyes got big, and she started staring at your ass without blinking. It was a wrap.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, it was a good episode. And then, um, so yeah, this is the older sister. That's the title of this episode.
Yeah,
Again, loosely based on true events. Now, the other episode, episode 18, the title is "Shopping for Death,"
yeah,
and this one is pretty much is about two retired salesmen, like for life insurance, I believe.
yeah.
And these guys, they're retired, so they're a little older, and they kind of want to start sort of a different kind of business, sort of like instead of selling life insurance, because again they're retired, they're trying to help people who are prone to die, so to speak, right? Like kind of be kind of like help people in need,
Hmm.
people who are, for instance, they don't take care of themselves in the way like they're not careful what they're going through, what they're stepping on, stuff like that, like careless,
Very. Yep.
very very careless. And before going too in advance, too ahead, I was liking this episode, except for the ending. I thought was too abrupt. But before we get there, what are your thoughts about this episode, "Shopping for Death"?
This remind me of the 1950 version of what's that show when people die accidentally all the time? Oh, there's a new movie coming out called Bloodlines.
Final Destination.
Final Destination. Like, no matter what, how much you try to prevent somebody's death, inevitably it's going to happen. So this reminded me of, Final Destination. These guys are trying to prevent these deaths. You can't. If they're accident prone or it's inevitable, they're going to die. They did everything they could to try to save people, but in the end, you read about it in the paper. When one unique fact was, it always happened when it was 92 degrees or higher.
Yes.
And there's proven facts in life. When it's hot, people's tension span is shorter. They're more irritated. And one of my favorite movies, Do the Right Thing, did the same thing. All these different races, the Latinos, the blacks, the Italians, on the hottest day of summer, everybody's peaked with anxiety and hatred. So the true you comes out. If you're a racist, hey, it's gonna show in the summertime. Whether in the wintertime you're like, "Whoa, shit, it's too cold to be racist." I say that shit to the summer. Oh, Richard Pryor joke. But it was funny. Right at 92 degrees, everybody's sweating. They're getting irritated, short-tempered, and something bad always happens. So loosely based on scientific facts, but it made for a unique episode. But the end was kind of like you said, abrupt. That was weird.
Yeah, I about. I'm glad that you touched about the 92 degrees. That is something I never heard about before,
Hmm.
and I thought was interesting. So I saw the episode. I'm like, okay, that's interesting. It kind of makes sense, but I don't know if it's true. Anyway, I Google it, and apparently it is it is true.
Hey,
At 92 degrees, statistically, that's when, like you were saying, when people are more uh,
easily agitated.
easily irritated. They irritate way easier. And
Yep.
according to the episode, most murders happen at 92 degrees. And this is what this episode is about, because they actually, these two salesmen, or life insurance former salesmen, they looking at that thermometer. It's like, how hot it is. Oh, it's like 90. It's 91. She's like, oh yeah, they,
Hmm.
this woman is gonna get killed. So they're trying to help this woman, and I forgot the name of the actress, but I do
Yeah, I don't remember.
remember the name of the actress in real life. I do remember what I read on IMDb. She won some sort of Oscars before, but apparently she always played roles where she would look not only older than her age, but also most of her roles were like the same role that she was playing here. In this episode, she's a woman who pretty much is so easy to hate.
Yeah, she was
Very
over the top.
over the top, unlikable,
Yes.
over the top, unlikable. When she goes to the meat market, do you see the butcher
Yep.
looking at the knife? He's like, I wanna cut you through.
Yeah. Again, 1950s. Uh, women supposedly supposed to know their place, and she
Uh-huh.
was very, very irritating. She talked loud, constantly screaming. She's living in the past. When I was 25 years old, I didn't look like this. I was cute. Well, your ass is 40 now, You married to a drunk. I wonder why he drinks.
Yes, yes,
I wonder why he stops at the bar every time after work before he comes home. It's to deal with your ass. So yeah, and it's hot too. They had no air conditioning. They lived in an apartment where you got noise above you, noise on
the
each
baby,
side of you.
the baby
And I think
crying, dude. I was getting irritated, and I'm like watching
yeah,
it.
the baby cried through the whole episode, and you heard people yelling. You heard traffic, horns, and cars. So
And the
it was
heat,
very
like you
well
said.
directed, very well, and
Yes,
it had sweat. Everybody was sweaty in the whole episode. And these
yes,
guys, these former salesmen of insurance, had on suits. So they were constantly patting. He wanted to open up the window. She goes, "No, don't open up the window. I don't want to hear that noise." And I'm like,
yeah,
"Please, somebody kill her." Is it
yeah.
92 degrees yet?
And I don't know if this was on purpose or if it was just an accident or if it just happened to happen.
Hmm.
But I don't know if you saw there is a fly. There's a fly around, and I mean I don't know, but sometimes like I get irritated when it's a fly like bothering me. But
Hell
anyway, there's a
yeah.
fly. There's a fly in there, and I was like, is this on purpose or maybe it was an accident? This just a fly. Anyway, but yeah, when you start adding the heat, the baby, which is like a neighbor's baby, the music, the noise, the heat, the drunken husband. Uh, um, her she living in the past, like she's not in her prime anymore, and
Right.
maybe that's when you put all these factors together, maybe that's why she was so annoying and so irritable, and just like cursing at the kids, buying the lollipop, tossing the tossing the paper wrap on the floor, buying vegetables or potatoes. I don't know what it was. She almost gets run over. She throws the vegetables at the guy, at the driver,
Yep.
goes to the mid mark. Dude,
Yeah, she
yeah,
was. Something was going to happen to her regardless, man. She had so many close calls. It's like,
yeah,
this ain't going to end too well. And then she wasn't very likable. I'm like, well, if something happens to her, oh well.
yes. And this is where pretty much I wasn't keeping track of the time, and then all of a sudden you see the TV cuts away, and then it's Alfred Hitchcock, and I was like, wait, that's it, like what's gonna happen next? And I understand, like Alfred Hitchcock, he kind of says like, what, that's it, we're not gonna show you more, kind of like saying we're not gonna spoon feed you anymore or whatever.
Right, right.
So I get that, but I wanted to see more.
Yeah, you wanted to see her ass die. You wanted her to go like this, like in most Alfred Hitchcock movie, the woman screamed for her life. Ah! And then
Yes,
cut.
yeah, something,
It
because
showed
I
her
don't know what.
husband walking from across the street, and he's physically drunk. He's 40 pounds overweight, and he has this meat hook in the back of his trousers. And he's walking upstairs, and both of the salesmen looked and said, "Uh-oh." Then it just goes to black, and all of a sudden, so it leaves you with the opportunity to guess how it's going to end. But according to those guys, it's 92 degrees. Dude, she's gonna die, whether it's
So
by accident or by murder.
I get what they did it like that, but I'm one of those guys that I guess I wanted to see or get more clues. I don't know, but I guess it's up to the person. Like I get what they did it, but
Yeah.
at the same time I'm like, is that it? I mean, 'cause I got a little, I got invested on the first like 20 minutes, because the episode is like what, 24, 25 minutes, 20 minutes,
Right.
22 minutes, and I'm like, what's gonna happen to her? To her? Is the husband gonna go? Is the husband gonna? I don't know. What I wanna know. I wanna see what. And then they're like, nope, that's it. We're not gonna show you anymore.
We out of here.
We're out of here. And I was like, oh man. So I guess just a heads up, guys. If you are like me, like you wanna see more, that you wanna know what's happening. The reasons why this is gonna happen. You might not like the episode, or maybe you might not like the ending. Uh, Do you like the ending, Blacktastic, or are you okay with it?
It's ambiguous, so
Yeah.
it didn't bother me because I knew her outcome. I didn't have to see it, but she was such a dislikable person, you wanted to see it. Like,
Yes.
I want to see her get her comeuppance. Please show me. But I
Look.
understand, but but back then, non-traditional TV, they didn't show it, so that was pretty cool.
Uh huh.
So either way, I was satisfied, man. 'Cause
Yeah.
that was a big ass hook. I'm like, this is not going to end well.
Yeah. Out of the two episodes, which one you like better, or which one you like uh, uh, out of the
Oh,
two?
easily 17 was better than 18 by far. Not
Mm-hmm.
even close.
Yeah, yeah, same. Yeah, I agree with you. I was liking the second one a lot, and then until the ending, when I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh man, what happened here?" But like I was saying, both were by the same director, and but the first one, like I said earlier, the first one is a little unique in the sense that it is loosely based on true events. So I
Yeah,
thought that was
that's
different
scary.
because I mean I don't know if that's gonna happen in the future in the upcoming episodes, but out of the first 18 episodes, this is the first one that I noticed that
Yeah.
is loosely based on something. But before we wrap it up and do another stream, it says, "Cool to the fullest. What's good, y'all? Hey, cool.
What's happening, cool?
Happy Sunday. Thank you for being here. We're just wrapping things up, and those of you watching live or watching afterwards, let me tell you, this was Alfred Hitchcock Presents Season 1, Episode 17 and 18. Episode 17 titled The Older Sister. Episode 18 titled Shopping at Death. I'm here with Blacktastic. His information is down in the description below, also in the title. Thank you, Blacktastic, for being
Always, man.
here. And we are signing out. And we're gonna see you in a few minutes live again, another live stream. It's gonna be more of a hangout and chat. So we're gonna be talking about random things, still between the parameters of TV and movies.
Yep.
No, we're not gonna talk about health or anything else. Not
No,
really.
no, no politics. Trust
No
me. No, no,
politics.
no religion.
Yeah, we're gonna keep it within TV and movies, but without any agenda behind. So hope you guys
Absolutely.
see you very soon, and thank you for being here. Have a good day.
Peace.
Bye.